Hello. Oh, I thought the camera was frozen.
No, camera's fine.
Oh,
Were you looking at Sherlock's face?
I might have.
You looking at the wrong
Because
camera again?
Yes, because I'm never gonna get it right.
I'm gonna sit and plug it in today to see if you would notice.
Really? Why would you do that? I'm gonna raise our volume a little higher. If it gets too loud, then people can scream at me for it. Let's
Am I
do
not
that.
reaching the thing?
Oh, hello, Game Jedi.
Hey, Game Jedi.
What's going on? Ooh, we have everything ready.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do scrap paperwork. It'll work.
Scrap paper?
Yeah.
You don't want to use the book?
No, because that book's gonna fill up soon. That one's a very small book.
That's what the book is used for.
Yeah, we have only done Sherlock stuff in there. I'll grab it. We can always buy another one.
I mean, yeah, they're like 98 cents, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we promised that we would play this again.
Oh, we were doing the dungeon.
So we shall. Physical therapy, you okay? And that's cool. Yeah, you can listen in all you want. Because we're going to be doing a lot of reading. That's pretty much what this game is. All reading. You have the book?
Sure.
All right. So, we've got our newspaper. I don't know if you want to look through that real quick, see if there's anything you feel may be important.
Well, I don't know anything about the case yet.
I know, but, I mean, some things will probably pop out more than the others.
Yeah, we said that about the last case, too.
Okay, so, before we start this, the mistake we made last time, or in the last case, was that we didn't listen for clues.
No, we did. We just thought the things were important.
Everything said could potentially be a clue. Anything said about somebody, or something they like, or something they do, could potentially be a clue.
The case we're doing is the murder of Sherlock Holmes. This is the fifth case in the books? No.
Yes, this is from...
it the fifth one?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. No, sixth.
No, it's the sixth.
1 through 4 is Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. My pencil's gone rogue.
There it goes. That was pretty cool. Yeah, we're doing the cases from...
the Jack the Ripper.
The...
West End Adventures.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper and West End Adventures. That is the red box, I believe. I think they're all different colors.
Yeah, one's red, one's green, one's blue. I wanted this one because I like Jack the Ripper, but we're waiting to do those cases.
So here, this is a picture of Sherlock Holmes here, but he's putting on mascara or something. It's pretty close to his eye. I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe he's put droplets
in
his
eyes. It might be him, it might not be him. I don't know, but... What was that?
The child asleep on the couch.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, scared the crap out of him.
Children. If he keeps making noises, we're gonna have to put him outside.
Really?
I mean, yeah. How is everyone gonna hear what the story is about if we have...
It's atmospheric noise.
Scary atmospheric noise. Okay. West End. 6th case, the murder of Sherlock Holmes. Friday, September 16th, 1898. Here we go.
Not ready yet.
Not ready!
I have to pay attention.
Okay. This is going too far, Watson. Holmes was pacing the room while reading a newspaper when he shouted and threw the newspaper at the doctor's feet. I tolerate your stories in the Strand, despite it bringing me abundant mail which interferes. They have also brought you a few interesting cases. Watson interrupts him, his face crimson. I can especially no longer show myself in public. The last time we went to Albert Hall, I was getting more attention than the public is showing you its affection and its respect. Poppycock. And what about that tobacco merchant who sells a cigar with my name? He sends you a box every month, says Watson while motioning at the pile of cigar boxes next to the fireplace. They aren't very good, sighs Holmes. Watson and he break out in laughter. Oh, it's nice. I'm sorry, my friend. I must be getting old. But the idea of a play based on my adventures seemed to be the straw that broke the camel's back, especially when the main role is played by an American. Ooh.
Ooh, touchy subject.
The door opens abruptly under Wiggins's push as he enters with a determined step, followed by a young man. Out of breath, he had clearly climbed the 17 steps leading to Holmes' living room at full speed. Mr. Holmes, I'm in need of your help, shouts Wiggins. Calm yourself. My help is of course yours. What do you want? Who is that young man? It's Billy, your groom. What? What's a groom? Groom? You get married?
It's a different term.
It probably means something different.
Is it Groom?
Yeah. Okay. Billy? Get hold of yourself, Wiggins. Billy left London years ago. He's a policeman in Oxford. No, his name is Charlie. I mean, he plays Billy's role in the play about you. Very well, what happened? You've been killed. Really? Again? Wiggins corrects himself. Mr. Razor, the American actor who has your role, has been killed, and Billy's brother has been arrested. Who is that? Me. He plays the role of me. Charlie begins talking. I should explain what happened, Mr. Holmes. Wiggins has suffered a shock. It seems that the police don't like him very much. Yeah. Lestrade, says Wiggins, rolling his eyes to the sky. I don't know what that means. Lestrade. Answers Holmes. Resume your telling of events, Charlie. Today, the costume rehearsal was being held. The premiere is happening in 2 days. Well, with Holmes' death, nothing's for certain anymore. Charlie's gaze is filled with sadness. I do wish you'd stop talking about the actors by using the name of their character. It's not only disturbing, but it's also disconcerting to hear the details of one's own murder be repeated. Holmes punctuates that remark with a wide smile, which puts Charlie at ease. Yes, sir, approves
Hey,
Charlie.
legend.
Hey, legends. It's an actor's habit to remain in character. We spent the morning going over the play. The director, Mr. Betancourt, wanted to rehearse Act 2 after lunch. Most of the actors had gathered on the stage to listen to Mr. Betancourt's remarks. It was 1:45 when we heard a shot ring out from backstage. Then the shout of a woman. We rushed backstage into Razor's dressing room. Sidney was leaning over Razor's body, a pistol in his hand. Razor was dead. And the woman who shouted? Asks Holmes. Jean Barain, the costume maker for Maria Leslie. She ran to Razor's dressing room when she heard the shot. She declared that Sidney was already there with the pistol in his hand. Ooh, it's already sounding bad for Sidney, whoever that is. That sounds like a bad start, says Holmes. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I know, sir, but I'm sure that my brother didn't kill Mr. Razor. He's incapable of killing anyone. I'm sure of that. For the first time, emotion floods Charlie's voice.
Aww.
Charlie is right. Sidney isn't a killer, Mr. Holmes. You must help us, adds Wiggins. I have no choice but to solve my own murder. I'll look into this case more closely, Charlie. I'll ask Mr. Hall to contact your brother in Newgate in order for him to be freed. But from what you've told me, it won't be simple. Holmes goes to Charlie and lays a paternal hand on the young man's shoulders. Don't worry, if your brother is innocent, we'll prove it. Go home and get some rest. After Charlie's departure, we sit around the round oak table to talk in front of a coffee. I didn't want to say anything in front of Charlie, Wiggins, but this case seems to be off to a bad start. Is there anything more you could tell us that could help? I'm afraid not, sighs Wiggins. How many people were in the theater when the shot was fired? The whole team was there, as well as Mr. Betancourt, the director. There was also Jean Barain, Richard Essex, the stage manager, and Brian Smith, the doorman. Wiggins hands the program to Holmes. A scandal in Bohemia. Watson, I recognize your style. Holmes didn't shout, but his voice went higher. He gives the program to Watson as if it was proof of a perpetrated misdeed. I didn't see anything wrong in them using my writing, answers Watson with a timid voice. The public loves that story. You even agreed when I told you about it. You've also been able to get me to agree to anything, Watson. Or maybe it's my vanity which is greater than I'd like to admit. How did you become a character in this story, Wiggins? I don't remember you being part of this adventure. I was added for dramatic effect, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Razor took a lot of liberties with the original story. Wiggins' answer causes a motion in Holmes' head. And why aren't you playing your own role? I didn't match the character. How? This answer triggers a smile on Holmes' face. Come with me, Wiggins. Let's go and solve this case. As we look about to follow them, Holmes cuts us short. Why don't you stay with Watson, my friend? I'm in the mood for my actions to not be the front page of the show's section. We'll meet up at the denouement. Deathly silence floats in the room after the departure of Holmes and Wiggins. No matter, we'll investigate this case ourselves, exclaims Watson as he rushes for the exit. We follow him and with a little assured step, wondering if we're not missing important information for the rest of this adventure.
Can you give me the date of the story again?
The date of the story?
Yeah. Just make sure I get it right.
September 16th, 1898. And it's
I'm
a
just
Friday.
making sure because I was skimming through, and I know that the newspaper doesn't have everything to do with the first part, and I was like, oh man,
Right,
I want to make sure I have
everything
the right
in
one.
that paper is happening as of right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a playbill, I guess.
Yeah, I want to do that.
With the names.
Yeah, I need that.
So Sherlock Holmes is being played by William Razor. You know, I'm kind of disappointed that it wasn't the actual Sherlock Holmes that was murdered, but then again, how are you going to play the game against him?
Dead.
Hello, Luke.
Uh-oh. Trouble afoot.
This is a co-op game, okay? You going to write the names down?
I am. Just these names?
Yeah, those are all...
Because they're going to be people we need to investigate, right?
Yeah, those are all the troupe that are in the play. So that's the cast. We got to remember the director, too. Ooh. Alright, so while you're doing that...
You can talk to chat.
Yes. You are absolutely right. Which, by the way, I have to mention that last night after you left, I won the game. So I don't know.
Sus.
We're doing good. It's a bit warm in this room.
It has been warm here all day today.
Yeah, it got cloudy today, and it still is cloudy.
We were supposed to get rain today, but it is not raining.
It is so warm, and it is November. I don't think that bodes well for the natural environment.
It's like that every year here. We get cold for Halloween, and then it gets super hot again.
Boom, snow.
Nope, no snow.
Well, I'm glad you got joy out of me winning yesterday. Because
he got joy out of it? What? Is that an imposter?
You like snow? I don't like snow. I like it when it's falling lightly, but they're like heavy flakes.
I like fluffy snow.
It's easier to drive for me in that. But when it's like coming down and you're driving and you look like you're going through hyperspace, no. All right, you're writing all the names down?
I did.
I mean, you didn't have to. Okay, so we don't have any other information.
All right, so which one is the one that died?
William Razor.
Okay, so he's
so
dead.
far. So far, he's the only one that's dead.
And they're accusing.
They're accusing. His name is Sidney Chaplin.
Okay.
Who's playing Wiggins. So we have to.
So I'm doing it like that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So I don't want to go.
It's William Razor. Yeah, maybe he's not dead.
So in this case, we don't get any other information except for what we have. DLT. I wonder what that is.
Excuse me.
DLT. That's the. It doesn't say where they were having it, do they? I know it's a play. So I guess should we look for theaters or something? Is there anything in there?
A bunch of obituaries and stuff.
Wait, don't turn past this because that's where the story is.
I'm skimming again. I was listening, but...
Alright, so how about we look up the first name in the directory? Who's the first name?
William Razor.
Actually, let's look at the director.
Oh, yeah, you...
Graham Betancourt. Let's check him out.
Do we want to do direction as well?
That's the director.
It's two different names.
All right, I found him. No, the one is production, and one is the director.
Okay, so this is production.
All right, I found Graham Betancourt in here. Should we go there? It's the jealous girlfriend. Okay, so we don't have to play then. That's it. Let's see. Who can we raid now?
No. I don't think anybody's streaming currently.
You're like, huh? Well, Game Jedi is using his powers to solve the case, so we don't really need to do anything.
Uh-oh. Alright. I wanted to skim through this, but I just dropped the thing off the table.
Skim through the story?
It's just what...
I said, I found Graham. Should we write his location? I think this is where he lives. Right, at least write next to his name.
Right.
69 Southeast.
For
Graham.
Alright, what is it?
69 Southeast.
69 Southeast.
Now, I'm assuming that they're going to be at a theater.
Do we want to do the directory for everybody and see what we have?
No, we'll do one at a time.
So we started at the bottom?
He's the director. He's over everybody. If anybody knows anything, it's that guy. All right, so I have to find theaters. Okay. The only one that has any letters in it close to what is on top of that playbill is Drury Lane.
That's what I was trying to look through to see.
See?
Bohemia.
Drury Lane Theater. I think that's what that is.
Okay. Guilty.
So.
Are we just gonna write?
No, we're just gonna go there.
Like now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the theater. We gotta go there and see what's going on. Oh, you know what? You're right. You are totally right. See, we have to listen to him now.
Guilty to be a
Am I saying that right? Drury? Drury? It's so hard to say. Alright. 31 West Central. Okay, I'm saying it right. I don't want to massacre any landmarks and stuff, because that would be bad. Alright, so I guess I'm reading it. Oh, okay.
I want to see where this is on here too.
Okay, so it's in West Central.
West Central's in the middle, and it's
31.
31.
Where is 31? I would imagine it would be somewhere extravagant. Somewhere close to an important landmark.
Let's see, 32. 31.
Yep. There's a whole bunch of theaters right near each other.
Huh. Yeah,
Okay.
there's this one and this one and this one and this one and this one. Well, I mean, it's right there on the water where the bridge is.
You know, it'd be cool to actually go there to London.
Yeah.
One day, maybe.
Maybe one day.
I know you can. There's no doubt about that. We have it on video. So, all right, 31 West Central, Drury Lane.
What is he yelling at you for? What'd you do?
Pronouncing the landmarks wrong.
Oh.
We make our way through the compact crowd of Drury Lane. The gin stores with their shady patrons and their drunken prostitutes aren't that different from the illustrations of Hogarth for A Harlot's Progress a century earlier. At the entrance to the Drury Lane Theater, we're greeted by a warm welcome from the doorman, Brian Smith. Brian Smith is there.
It's very American.
Oh, for sure. I do me best to help Wiggins and this poor chaplain. Wait, did I miss something? No. Are there any exits to the theater other than this door? Not yesterday, in any case. When there's no play, all doors are closed. Deliveries come through here. Everyone goes through this door, and I jot down the coming and going in the journal. Can we see yesterday's journal? Sure thing. So we have a floor plan.
Oh, crap.
It says we also like to have a look at and talk to the other members of the troupe who were here yesterday.
I think it was Luke.
Sure, they're almost all here. Wiggins must have already gathered them here, says as he returns to his duties. For the following clues refer to the theater map. Each person or room that you visit counts as a lead. Ooh.
Where's your attempt at a London accent?
Hey, Timmy, you made it.
Timmy.
Okay.
Almost all who is missing.
Okay, victim Razor's dressing room, which is I don't know if anyone could see this map, but
Yeah, I think they should be able to see it.
so here's where he was killed. Who is Jean Barain? Jean Barain, the costume mistress, was here. So she would have heard the shot and ran through the corridor to his room.
Was he shot?
Yeah, he was shot.
No.
Well, I mean, they heard a shot.
Yeah, we don't know.
Man, there is a lot of information to go through here.
Oh boy. Time for me to take some notes.
So, Theater's Journal, 0700, the doors open. At 7:15, Betancourt arrives. At 7:20, Stanley arrives. Francis Stanley, secretary. At 7:30, man, I have to find all these names.
Yep, it's a new murder case, Timmy.
Richard Essex, the stage manager, and L. Beckwith arrive. All right, let's just go straight to the murder here. So everybody pretty much arrives by 8:35. Now there's a delivery at 9:10 from Swear and Wells for R. Essex. So Swear and Wells is something we're gonna have to check out.
Give me that name again.
SWEAR
SWEAR.
and Wells.
Like, well.
Exactly as I'm saying.
Okay.
So that's a delivery for R. Essex at 9:10. So at 9:45, someone named Daniel Oliver arrives. And who is that? Doesn't say on here. Who is Daniel Oliver? Because at 10:05, he gets a telegram. At 10:30, Bobby departs. At 10:35, a delivery from Sidley and Sons. It's a carpet.
Spell it for me.
SIDLEY and Sons. Okay.
Delivery for who?
Just, it was a carpet delivery.
Okay.
For the stage or whatever.
Well, I'm making sure if it's for my specific, I'm writing.
At 11 o'clock, Leslie and Beeston go for lunch. So their names are not even on there.
Who?
They're not it.
Beeston was one of the actors.
Was it?
And what was the first name? Or the one before it?
I don't see anybody.
But
Okay.
I literally wrote it down.
Okay.
And you said Beeston and Leslie?
Beeston and Leslie go for lunch at 11 o'clock.
So that's that.
The Chaplin brothers go for lunch at 11:10. So that's. Oh my, I just realized the dude is Charlie Chaplin.
Really? You just figured that out?
I just realized that. Oh my. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Alright, so Sydney and Charlie, they're brothers.
Yeah.
They go to lunch.
Do I need to write this down?
At 11:10. And Wiggins also goes for lunch. Is that the...
Wiggins is Henry Wiggins, one of the other actors.
11:15, Essex goes for lunch. Where is the death here? What? Does it say when?
Were we looking for when he died?
Yeah. Does it say in?
I don't think it said like he died at a specific time. It said something after lunch. Or I'm thinking about food.
It says it was 1:45 when we heard the shot. Yeah.
I feel like I need to write that down.
Yeah. So it was 12:45, right? So at 12:42, the Chaplin brothers arrive, and Wiggins arrives. So there's no way they can do it. Oh, there's so much stuff going on.
Well, that's why I wrote down here that the theater journal is here and the map of the theater is here. So we can keep referencing back to it.
Right, so at 12:42, the Chaplin brothers arrive and Wiggins arrives. And at 12:55, the police arrive.
Timmy's like, oh, you're actually right.
Right? I just realized it. I was like, why
when
does...
you said Charlie Chaplin, I was like, I do.
I was like, why does Charlie Chaplin sound so familiar? And I'm like, I put two and two together. I was like, oh, it's him. But those old films are hilarious. All right.
Is there a whole lot more to read?
There's the people that are there. So if we find somebody's name to go talk to.
Oh, that's how we do it now?
Yeah, there's names on the next few pages.
So should I write those names down too?
Yeah. Well, the ones we talked to. So who do we want to go talk to first? We can't talk to Razor because he's dead.
I mean, we could try.
That's obvious. How about we go talk to the one that found him? That is Jean Bering.
I feel like we should just start at the top of the list and go down.
Yeah, but I guess.
I don't know.
Okay, who's number one on the list?
On my list or on this list?
On your list.
The dead guy.
The dead guy? Well, we can't talk to him.
We might be able to.
Who's next?
Maria Leslie.
Okay.
The one that went to lunch with Beeston.
Yeah, so let's see if her story matches the journal for the theater.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it will be.
Oh.
We've seen the photo of Irene Adler several times, and to our eyes, the beauty of Maria Leslie renders justice to that of the woman. I don't know what to tell you, says Miss Leslie. Till yesterday, I had only ever seen murders on stage. Did you know Mr. Razor well? Asks Watson. Not really. It's the first time that I have worked with him. He's a very irritable person. Looks like he lives only for theater. To your knowledge, did Sidney Chaplin have a reason to kill him? No. Can't believe that Sidney could have done such a thing. He's such a nice boy. I've already worked several times with Sidney and Charlie. Sidney can't have done that. Then who do you think? I have no idea. Can you give us your schedule for yesterday morning, before the body was found? Did you notice anything unusual? James and I arrived at the theater shortly after 8. Let's see if that's true. Leslie and James Beeston arrive at 8:15. Okay, so that's true. As as you know, we rehearsed the play in full before lunch. Right after the rehearsal, James and I went for lunch.
That's true.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
We met up with a friend at Simpson's. Okay, so I guess that's a place.
I'm good.
And came back before the afternoon's rehearsal. Did they? When did they come back? They came back at 12:40.
What did she say then? Came back before rehearsal?
Yeah, and we're back before the afternoon's rehearsal. We were on stage when we heard the shot. To be honest, I didn't notice anything extraordinary. So they were on stage, so why wasn't he on stage? Okay. So we have a place.
Is that friend really a friend now?
Ah, I mean, we don't know yet. Okay. So if Leslie and Beeston arrive at 12:40 and 12:42 the Chaplin brothers arrive, I mean, there's no way it could be them. I mean, they were
What time was
together.
it again that they got there? 12:20?
12:42.
The girl and the guy?
Them two at 12:40. Okay, so that was Maria Leslie. That's the one that.
Alright.
That's the one that found them. But they were all on stage, so.
She said they heard the shot from the stage. It didn't mean that they went to investigate it right away.
Most of the actors had gathered on stage to listen to Mr. Bangham. It was 1:45 when we heard a shot ring out from backstage, then the shout of a woman. We rushed backstage.
I mean, that's
into
pretty
Razor's.
important.
Sidney was leaning over Razor's body, a pistol in his hand. Okay, so it was Sidney Chaplin that found.
But who was the screaming woman then?
Jean Barain, which is who we just talked to, right? No, we talked to Marie Leslie.
Yeah.
Wow, there's so many names.
Mm-hmm. I can already see this is movie.
So many names.
We need to send out a book for everybody to read.
Right? Right. Who's next on the list?
Oh boy.
Who's next?
John Weber.
John Weber.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that sound familiar too? Is John Weber a famous actor? Okay. Incredible. Who could believe that this young man was a killer? He got along well with everyone. John Weber is a man of average age who, over the last 10 years of his career, specialized in fatherly roles, a character which bleeds into his attitude off stage. Do you suspect anyone? No. I've worked several times with most of the actors in this play. It's simply incredible. Tells the events which led you to discover the body. I don't have much to add to what you probably already know. Clara and I left for lunch. Clara.
Mm-hmm.
So when did they leave? I don't see it on here. I don't see a John Weber and Clara on here. Oh. That's because the name is Old Mixon. What is that? It says Old Mixon and Weber go for lunch at 11:15. Is that Clara's name? Yeah, it is. All right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Okay, when do they get a lunch?
11:15. Okay, so Clara and I left for lunch. I met Wiggins at the restaurant. We had just gotten back on stage when we heard the shot and Jean's shout. Did you notice anything unusual? Sorry, I've been going over the events in my head since yesterday. Nothing comes to mind. Tell Sidney when you see him that I believe he's innocent. Huh. There's a lot of information to ingest here. This is not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. You want to talk to Clara and see if her story matches?
Nope. Going in order.
Are we really going to go in order? Okay. So who's next?
Nicola
Sabellini?
Yep.
Let's see if... Oh, right there, first page. The well-filled-out actor fills his small brandy glass for the second time since our arrival, but he still hasn't answered our first question. I don't know what you may have heard about me. Forked tongues seem to get untied. I wasn't even at the theater at the time of the murder, says Savallini, as he puts down his glass to light a cigar. His right hand shakes nervously. We're simply trying to help young Chaplin. If you have nothing to do with Razor's death, help us prove it. Watson enunciates sedately. Sedatedly? Okay. Sabellini's eyes fix upon Watson. He smokes silently. After a good minute, he finally talks. It's true that I'm not saddened to learn about Razor's death, but all I have to say to you is that I've got nothing to do with that, and I'm not ready to lay out my private life for all to see. Huh. Okay. So he says he wasn't even there. Let's see if he's a liar. Oh, it says he arrives at 8:35.
He said he wasn't at the theater at the time of death.
At 11:20, he goes for lunch.
11:20?
Yeah, and it doesn't say he comes back. It's a little sus right there. And it's one of the actors, too, so why wouldn't you come back?
That's all we have on him?
Yeah, that's all we have on him.
Oh, I totally read that wrong.
I
read that really fast.
Oh, man.
Aww.
Oh, no. You hasn't a baby who's gonna beat me at Azul 3.
Right?
Azul 3rd edition. That's what it's gonna be. Alright. That's the one with the holographic pieces.
Alright, we're gonna go check out James.
Caffeinate.
Oh, how about crack my spine? Because that felt great.
Ooh, man, that's pepperminty. Did you put a lot in here?
I gave us both the peppermint.
Oh.
It's the last of it, though. Due Saturday? Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, man. It's awesome. Okay. Murder time.
Does it have caffeine now? I mean, it's coffee.
Yeah.
All coffee has caffeine.
Definitely has. What's that on the list?
James.
James Beeston? Alright.
Did you check out on it? Right. No, I have not. I'm glad you know, I'm going to make a note. Why is it pepperminty? It's mocha peppermint creamer.
Mm-hmm. Christmassy flavors. She's cheating on Halloween.
I am.
Enter, please. I've been relieved to hear that Holmes is investigating the case at young chaplain's request. If I can help you in any way. Well, we're attempting to determine if someone saw something unusual yesterday morning. What can you tell us? Not much, I'm afraid. No one knows anything. We were all very busy during that morning rehearsal. Razor seemed to be in a good form. Maria and I left for lunch.
Who? Maria?
Yes. That's Maria Leslie and Beeston.
Yeah, nobody knows anything. How convenient. Halloween is not a commercial holiday. I'm spooky all year. I have skulls up all the time.
They said they went. We went directly on stage when we returned. So at 12:40 they went straight to the stage. It seems that Mr. Razor did not go for lunch. You knew him well. Was that normal behavior for him? Beeston's answer is accompanied by a light laugh. It's said that opium cuts appetite. Opium? It was one of Razor's little flaws. I never noticed that it had an influence on his stage performance, so that does not concern me. Maria believes it's one of his most detestable attributes. Do you know who could hold ill will towards Razor? Everyone knows that Sabellini and Razor have not gotten along since the Henry VIII and Finley affair, to the point of coming to blows. So them two were fighting it out. Okay. So far, Sabellini and Razor have not
Bad history.
been friends. They've had some bad blood between the two. Why? I don't know. But we do know that Razor was an opium addict. So that may be something.
We just imagine not doing a London accent.
London accent. You don't want to hear that.
I'm so not looking at the camera. I keep I'm looking at chat and writing notes down.
I can't do London. I can do
So is that all for
I can do crazy Southern grandma, but that's about it.
Are you done with James?
Yes, I'm done with James. Watch, we're gonna find out James was an opium addict too. I'm calling it now. Who's next? Clara, who had gone to lunch with John Weber that day. Clara Oldmixon is a middle-aged lady well used to the role of maternal figures on theater boards for over a dozen years. She avoids the company of other artists. Okay. Charlie told me that Holmes was investigating the murder. What a relief. Have you found out how to help that poor Sydney? Not yet, but I'm sure we'll find something. Did you see anything? Guess what? Not much. After that morning's rehearsal, John and I went to eat together. And that's true. I have so few scenes that I didn't think I'd be very busy in the afternoon, but Graham really wanted me to be present. I was sitting in a corner of the stage, knitting, when I heard the shot. By the time I got backstage, everyone was already in front of William's dressing room. What a tragedy. That's it. So far, Savellini's the only
I'm gonna go back to Claire.
suspect.
Okay.
Everything she said matches and with what Weber said. But she didn't say anything about meeting Wiggins, though. So, maybe leaving something out.
Well, I was just connecting that they went to lunch together, and that she plays a motherly figure on stage, and he plays a fatherly figure on stage and off stage.
Yeah,
I'm trying to do little things like that too.
Yeah, but she says it says that she also avoids the company of other artists. So I don't know. All right, so who's next? No, he was shot because the Sidney Chaplin was standing over him when they all found him with a gun. So they were definitely paying. Really?
Excuse me? Who said that?
Luke.
Luke! Well, I don't know if we can go talk to Sydney right now.
No, Sydney is held. Yeah, he's held up right now.
Alright. So the next one.
So far we have not really found anything out except that Savellini is.
Opium?
Well, I'm just saying Savellini is the only one with bad blood with on Razor. So who's next?
Charlie.
Charlie? Is he? He's not even here.
So we can't do anything to Charlie either?
No, he's not even here. We can go to Razor's dressing room.
Wait a minute. Henry Wiggins.
Wiggins? He is not here either.
Dang it!
Well, not everyone's going to be here.
Yeah, but it's good to know who's not there so we can go find where they are, too.
So, Todd Ryder, the janitor, can go talk to him. Maybe he heard something.
What about... okay. Is the director there? Graham?
Graham? No.
Probably not. Okay, what about the director? Or the producer, Daniel Oliver?
No.
So, okay, Daniel Oliver. Producer and director.
Alright, I will tell you who we haven't talked to yet. Richard Essex and Francis Stanley. Francis Stanley is the secretary, and Richard Essex is the stage manager. And we can go to his dressing room. So that's something.
Alright, what are we doing now?
Well, we can either talk to Richard Essex, Francis Stanley, or go to Razor's dressing room. That's the only three left.
Richard?
Yeah. Richard Essex is a stage manager.
SSEX?
Mm-hmm. So I guess we're going there.
Yeah.
Richard is a young man who looks rather short, slim, with hazelnut eyes, throwing large, worried glances behind thick glasses. Despite his young age, the 5 years he spent on the various theater stages of the West End have allowed him to get a good reputation. I don't know what I could tell you that you don't already know. I arrived early and took advantage of that to talk about the stage and the lighting with Larry. We have another name. So L. Beckwith is probably Larry.
What's the last name?
Beckwith.
I don't have that anywhere.
It's a new name.
Right, spell it then.
Beck.
Yeah.
With.
Because apparently I can't even read my own writing.
And they got in at 7:30, so. Okay.
Aww. Thank you.
All you need is love. Thank you. For reals. Okay,
so they arrived early to
Arrived early and took advantage of that to talk about the stage and the lighting with Larry.
And you said they arrived at 7:30.
Yes.
Okay.
During the morning rehearsal, I divided my time between the stage and reception. I had to manage some deliveries, which is true. There were 2 deliveries. Yeah, there were 2 deliveries.
Okay.
And I missed a part of the rehearsal. I went out for lunch as soon as the rehearsal was done. I knew I had a long afternoon ahead of me. I came back around noon. Yeah, that's true.
At what time?
12:30. Few minutes later, the members of the troupe started arriving. Graham was still writing, and we hadn't started the afternoon rehearsal yet when we heard the shot. I think I was the first one to get to the dressing room, right after Jean Barain, of course. Young Chaplin was there, pistol in hand, and Razor was lying on the ground. An involuntary shiver courses through the young man's body. You don't remember anything else out of the ordinary? No, I haven't thought of much else these past few hours. I tried to remember everything that happened since I got there. Oliver had just gone out. I came in and spoke with Brian for a minute. Who's Brian?
Who's Brian?
Who's Brian?
New name. I don't have him.
There's no Brian here? No, that's a new name.
Alright, so what was that part again?
Oliver had just gone out. I came in and spoke with Brian for a minute.
Let's say Oliver left.
Then went straight to the stage. I wonder what Oliver will decide about the play. Who the hell's Brian? Is there another name?
One sec. Look at the
Oliver is the producer.
Brian Smith is the doorman.
Oh, that's who that is.
Sorry, Luke. I was looking at my notes. I didn't see. And now I see tentacles everywhere.
tentacles and doorman.
I was talking to Time Roller last night and tentacles popped up again. Everywhere I go.
Okay, so Francis Stanley is left and the dressing room. So not that we're keeping score against Sherlock or anything, because there's no point. But every single one of these leads counts as a lead followed.
I know.
So we're already not beating Sherlock at all. So
what did you say?
Francis Stanley and Razor's dressing room.
Let's go to the dressing room.
The small dressing room doesn't contain any extraneous decoration, but simply a small table covered with makeup, 2 wooden chairs, and a small camp bed. Watson examines the bed and lifts the cover. At that moment, something falls to the ground.
Oh!
Watson kneels to pick it up. Watson dies. Oh, no, that's not it. It's a pocket watch chain. Well, half of a chain, says Watson as he looks at it. Let's see what else we can find. He looks at the mattress and lifts it to inspect the base. There's a nail sticking out, remarks Watson. It's located in the middle of one of the long sides of the bed's frame. Traces on that wood are recent. It was nailed in a day or two ago. What is it used for? I don't know. It's just a twisted nail. And that, what is that? Watson pulls out a magnifying glass and observes a mark on the wall just above the nail. It looks like powder. There's no hole, no bullet. Watson moves the bed away from the wall and inspects the floor. Ah, there it is. Watson picks up a small round object and inspects it with his magnifying glass. What is it? A cotton stopper, used for blanks. Okay.
Cotton stopper?
Uh-huh. Used for blanks. So whatever was in the gun was maybe a blank?
Made to look like a blank?
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's used for blanks.
Mm.
Okay, so the last entry in here is Francis
Alright,
Stanley.
so we found the pocket watch chain that was broken. There was a twisted nail in the bed. And...
yeah, I'm not sure what that has anything to do with.
And it had makeup on it, right? See above close, a prop gun, and Sydney being framed.
Maybe he was trying to scare him by shooting a blank.
Oh, yeah, I just read what Luke wrote. I wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry. He said, I think he wasn't shot, and Sydney was framed, killed elsewhere, and the gun he was holding was a prop, as was the bang.
Just before all you need is love.
Yeah, I scrolled up on my phone. I have my things.
Alright, let's talk to Francis Stanley now. Good?
Maybe. How do you spell that?
Francis.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it.
Just how it's spelled. Sounded.
Alright.
And then Stanley. Stanley.
I just want to make sure I get the names right in case we have to go back and look up something.
Be here to see Mr. Oliver. So Francis Stanley is the secretary, okay?
Okay.
He's not here right now. He left a note saying that he'd be at home if needed. So we already have his location. A man hunched over his desk tells us. Okay. Actually, we came to see you. The man looks up and seems to be happy to get away from the paperwork cluttering his desk. What a day. Couldn't imagine that the death of a man would cause me to fill out so much insurance paperwork. As you certainly must know, we're participating in the investigation of Mr. Razor's murder. We were hoping you could tell us what you remember about yesterday's events, specifically everything that seemed odd to you. Of course, I'll tell you everything I know. I got here early, as I knew the day would be packed. I had correspondence to write, as well as financial reports about production costs to prepare for Mr. Oliver. He arrived a bit after 10. Did he?
Oliver arrived after 10.
It says Daniel Oliver arrives at 9:45. Telegram arrived a short time later. I had the impression that the telegram got him in a bad mood. What makes you say that? I had a question to ask him, and he was drinking. I don't recall ever seeing him with a glass of alcohol in the morning. Maybe there's no link, but that troubled me. What else? Nothing special. In late morning, Mr. Oliver told me to go have lunch. Came back after the unfortunate event. It doesn't say he came back.
All right, Luke said he was the actor that went for lunch that didn't sign back in. Perhaps he didn't have a time back because his watch was broken or missing.
It was Savellini. Savellini left at 11:20, and he doesn't come back.
Now perhaps was holding the prepared prop gun, and as Sydney picked it up to inspect it, it went off.
Yeah, could have. It could have. Okay, so that was all the information we have about that. So I don't know if it helps, but here's the map of the stage. This is the orchestra floor plan. This was his room. So the exit is all the way down here at the ground floor, which I'm assuming that's where they have left.
Can you zoom in slightly at all? I mean, I can bring the camera down.
The zoom on this one isn't that great.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you want to screenshot it. You
I
can
was going to say, I can
screenshot it.
take a photo of it and then send it to the Discord. Yeah, let me see about.
Here, take a picture of it and either put it in the Facebook group or the Discord. Discord is fine. That way anyone can see it. And if you need the Discord invite, let me know. Okay, so who haven't we talked to? I know we didn't talk to the director.
Alright, so.
There's a new name, right?
What?
When they went out to lunch, someone said a different name.
No, it wasn't a name, it was a restaurant.
Okay, we haven't talked to the doorman. Right?
I thought we literally just talked to the doorman.
No.
No, we talked to the they were talking about the doorman.
Mm-hmm. Brian is the doorman.
Richard said that he was talking to Brian.
Yeah, so
okay.
If we need to, we'll come back. Okay.
Luke, did you get that in Discord? Okay. So we haven't talked to Brian. We don't have a last name for Brian though, right? Because I didn't get that.
No.
Okay, so we didn't talk to Brian.
Maybe it's on the very front.
Smith. Brian Smith. Shoot, I cannot.
So we still haven't talked to Charlie or Sydney.
Alright, give me a sec.
Did we talk to John Weber?
Alright. We haven't talked to my voices. Alright, we have not talked to Sydney or Charlie or Henry Wiggins or Oliver or Graham or Brian Smith.
Okay, so I'm going to see if there's anything drug related in the newspaper. Because opium came up, and I am connecting opium to... I mean, in the 1898, you would imagine it would come from China. Bahrain? No, I don't know if there's anything in this.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the opium being drug related because everybody took opium for everything back then.
Yeah, probably. Let's see if there's any names in here that ring, like, that we have seen. Yeah, so far I don't really see anything. There might not be anything.
Okay, so there's no Brian Smith in the directory. There's a Brenda, but not a Brian.
Well, I guess we are going to have to find him. Now remember, we have informants. Informants. Let's remember to use them too.
Look at the map thing.
Right, so I'm assuming that Sydney is going to be held in jail, right?
I mean, I assume that's where he is.
So I think we should go to the should we go to the police? See if he's being held over there? Let's go to Scotland Yard. Oh, did we speak to Jean? I believe we did, didn't we? Oh no, we did not. We didn't talk to Jean. How did we miss that? See, we're already not doing good.
No, it's just...
Right, I'm gonna read Jean. Oh, what a horrible sight. The body of Mr. Razor lying on the ground, and Sidney holding the pistol in his hand. I wasn't able to sleep last night. That image was carved into my eyelids. Concentrate and breathe, says Watson with a learned tone. Study the scene and tell us exactly what you saw. I particularly remember Sidney's face. He seemed terribly shocked. Before hearing the shot, tell us everything you remember about yesterday. I arrived early yesterday morning, despite the morning rehearsal not being in dress. There's little time left before the premiere and so much left to do. I also ran a few errands for Maria before the rehearsal, like getting her tea and lemon. She often asks for lemon for her throat. You see, during the rehearsal, I was working in the costume storeroom. So Jean is the costume mistress, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that's that little where it says Jay Barain on there. Has to be. After the morning rehearsal, Mr. Betancourt came to see me. I don't usually take a lunch, but we used the occasion to share tea and some biscuits. I heard footsteps in the corridor around 20 past noon. 20 past noon.
What time? Sorry. 20 past noon, so 12:20.
Yeah. So she heard footsteps in the corridor around 20 past noon. Surely Mr. Razor entering his dressing room, as he said he wasn't going for lunch. After all these years of working on emergencies and costume adjustments at the last minute, I glanced at the clock at least every 10 minutes. I then heard footsteps again at 1:45, so 12:45. Then a minute or so later, the shot. Hmm. Man. The problem is there's so many people. Alright, should I read that again? That whole part with her explaining what she heard and saw?
1 second.
So at 12:45. So who came in at around 12:45? Leslie and Beeston arrive at 12:40. So that might be something.
Okay. Sorry.
And then at 12:42, the Chaplin brothers arrive. So it could be anybody there. I mean, it could have been anybody, really. So after 12:35, everyone coming back after 12:30 is
Sus.
Clara,
All right. Yeah.
Clara, John, James, Maria, and the Chaplin brothers. They are the only ones that have checked in from the doorman after
And then the one that
12:30.
didn't check in too.
Did well Essex? Didn't he say that he came in after? No.
Unless our killer didn't leave.
Oh yeah, that's right. Essex arrives at 12:30 exactly.
So we should put him in that list too, right?
Yes. So you were right. Oliver departed at 12:30.
I think we should throw him on there too then.
Want to throw him on there? But we have not talked to him yet.
Well, that's what I was doing. I was going through the directory and getting addresses.
Okay.
I got Henry Wiggins, I got Oliver's, and I got Graham's. I looked up the Chaplin brothers in the directory, and it's nothing there. So it's probably going to be the ones in jail, and then we find the other one.
All right.
Also, who was there the whole time who didn't go for lunch?
Who didn't go? The only one that didn't go was Razor, the dead guy.
Yeah.
Did the picture of the theater journal come out enough to where you can read it?
Oh yeah. I mean, my camera is pretty decent.
You want to take a picture of the journal so that way everyone has a time frame?
I mean, this is how I did it.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see. You can definitely see it on the picture. Okay.
Yeah, right. So we set it up. Then buggered off for lunch so he wouldn't be at the scene. So it was the perfect plan.
All right, so we didn't talk to the writer.
I talked to everybody on the list that I had.
The janitor we didn't talk to.
I know. I'm just saying, everybody on the list we have. Are you sure? Have you checked the list with the times to see if anyone else went for lunch?
Okay, so people start going to lunch. Bobby departs at 10:30.
Bobby did?
Yeah. Who's Bobby again?
One second.
Who's Bobby?
I don't have anything about a Bobby on here.
At 10:30, Bobby departs. It doesn't say anything about him coming in at all. Who the heck is Bobby?
I don't have anything about a Bobby in any of my notes.
Okay, so remember that name because that might come up later. So
Bobby?
people, yeah, Bobby question mark. So people start going to lunch at 11 o'clock.
Okay, but what time did Bobby leave?
Bobby left at 10:30. Whoever that is.
Yeah, another suspicious thing in delivery for Essex, who also conveniently arrived just before the murder.
Alright, I think we should go start talking to other people. So, should we use an informant? Go to Scotland Yard? I mean, I'm sure Sydney Chaplin is over there in Scotland Yard. Yeah, no problem, Luke.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks for
Go get some
popping up.
rest.
Okay.
Alright, so where are we gonna go?
Let's go to Scotland Yard and see if Sydney's over there.
Okie dokie.
Let's see what he says, because we have to get his side at least.
Alright, what's the
13 Southwest.
Let me see the informant book then. Just so.
Starting to think there wasn't even a play because there's nothing about that in the newspaper. Lestrade greets us in his private office. What brings you here, Dr. Watson? You're quite far from Baker Street. We're investigating the murder of William Razor. We don't think that Sidney Chaplin is the killer. I don't either. Lestrade shakes his head and lights a cigarette. However, all evidence is pointing his way. Only a few seconds elapsed between the shot and Miss Borain's arrival, and she saw Chaplin near the body with the pistol in hand. There was no one else in the room. You can only believe him guilty. You know, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
Alright, did we learn anything there?
I think that's given a hint.
Alright, read it again.
It says, we can only believe him guilty. You know, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. That's a good quote. I like that quote. Alright, so that I don't know if that helped. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you don't have to write it down. We can always go back to it.
No, we'll never remember where it is. Well, maybe it means all those little things that we found are important.
I mean, for sure it's not the doorman. I mean, that's for sure. Because he's pretty much writing and logging everyone coming in and out.
I mean, maybe.
Oh, hello, Ashtray. What's the mystery? The murder of Sherlock Holmes. Not the actual Sherlock Holmes, but an actor playing Sherlock Holmes. And the Chaplin brothers are in this story. Charlie Chaplin and Sidney Chaplin. Which I thought was cool. I like how they bring well-known, famous people into these stories. Alright, so we still haven't found where Sidney is being kept.
Are there any jails?
Yeah. There's a prison.
No.
And
I don't think he would be in prison right now.
I don't know. I imagine he'd be in holding somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, this is not the book I need. I need
I don't know where it would possibly be.
Nice looking game visually. Yeah, we really like this.
Yeah, there's definitely the map with all the spaces and all the
you probably
story.
can't see, but there's tiny little places to investigate depending on.
A lot of this game is reading and deciphering clues and figuring stuff out, and it's not as easy as
I mean, I wouldn't think it's easy anyways.
No, the first one we did was kind of easy. I think it was more to ease us in.
Oh, no,
but
that.
we didn't see all the clues in the first story. But now we're going through everything with a new sight.
We are not scoring this game.
No, we're not scoring. We just want to solve the case. And if we do that, then I would say Awesome. We won. So we are definitely not going to score against Sherlock.
Nope.
Because it's never going to happen. Okay, so what are we doing?
Well, I was looking for like jails or
There's got to be somewhere that they're holding him. It's not like he's.
I mean,
do you want to go to the prison, see if he's there?
So we have for prisons, we have the military prison.
No.
Will you just listen? We have military prison, we have Millbank prison, and we have Newgate prison, Old Bailey, and East Central. Okay, East Central is over there. Then we have the Millbank and Southwest. So that's down here.
Yeah, that's this big red spot right here.
The
big old
military
jail
one is in the southeast.
I don't think the military jail is going to be it.
I know. I'm just.
We'll just try Millbank. Because if he's not at Scotland Yard, so it's 23 Southwest. And there is no 23 Southwest.
Okay, so it's not there.
Nope. Where are they holding him?
Let's look at Newgate Prison. 36 East Central.
36.
So the red spots are jails. No, not all of them. Some of them are just important places like hello, thank you.
Thanks for following.
Some of them are like museums or colleges or hotels or other important places.
I think the red spots are all are non-residential, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be like hospitals, police stations, train yards, military installations, stuff like that. And I think the yellows are residential areas.
Well, no, because here's where Sherlock lives, and that one's red.
Well, I mean, he kind of works for the government, but
yeah.
All right, what was the number?
36 East Central.
Okay, here we go.
We have something for this?
Yep.
Okay.
36 East Central, and that was what? The military prison?
No. It's
the new one? The new prison?
Newgate Prison or Old Bailey. It's like slashed.
Okay.
So I don't know.
My friends, I'm happy to see you, and I'm sure that Mr. Chaplin will be even more delighted.
We found him.
Come, let's go talk to him. Hall says to us. It's a distraught Sidney Chaplin who is waiting for us in a small cell set aside for discussions between prisoners and their lawyers. You need to tell the police that it's a mistake. Watson takes control of the conversation. Mr. Chaplin, we're doing everything we can. Sherlock Holmes has gone to investigate, and I'm sure everything will go well. Tell us what happened after you, Charlie, and Wiggins finished your lunch. Sherlock Holmes? What a relief. Sidney takes a deep breath. As you probably already know, we had lunch at Punch and Judy's. Okay. If I remember correctly, wasn't that a puppet show? Punch and Judy? That was a puppet show. I remember seeing something about that back in junior high. I could swear. No, it was before junior high. Somebody correct me on that, because I know I'm right. But it's a restaurant here, so. Sabellini called me over as we were leaving. Okay. So, let's go back to the time here.
Yeah.
So, what time did the Chaplin brothers leave for lunch? At 11:10. What time did Sabellini leave?
Time for lunch, 11:20.
So that's a 10-minute difference. Let's remember that. So Sabellini was already there?
So you approached them?
Sebellini called me over as we were leaving. Okay. So they spent 10 minutes at the restaurant, and as they were leaving, Sabellini called them over. He asked me to tell Razor that he'd be a few minutes late, as he needed time to finish his meat pie, and that he wouldn't be long. We went back to the theater. Wiggins and Charlie went to see Betancourt, and I was supposed to rehearse a scene with Mr. Razor. I was a few minutes early, but I went straight to Razor's dressing room to give him Sabellini's message. I knocked on his door, no answer. I knocked again, then opened the door. Mr. Razor was lying on the bed, back to me, sleeping.
Maybe not.
I knew that we were expected by Mr. Betancourt in a few minutes, so I wanted to wake him. I shook him by the shoulder. I think I scared him. I saw he had the pistol in his hand. Everything happened so quickly. He turned and the shot was fired. I tried to take the pistol away from him, and he fell to the ground. That's all I know. Everything happened so fast. Sidney has become increasingly agitated as he recounts the events that took place in the dressing room. He's on the verge of tears. Watson attempts to calm him down. Before we can continue to talk, a guard comes in. It's time, guys. You need to go now. As we exit the Old Bailey, Hall puts his hand on Watson's shoulder. We need proof, my friend. We're missing pieces to complete this puzzle. Okay.
Alright. So they were having lunch at the Punch and Judy. Then Sabellini approached them as they were leaving and said to tell Razor that he would be late. They knocked on his door twice. Finally went in to wake him. He fired the pistol on the floor. Correct?
Okay, yeah, so let's look at this for a second. So let's find where the actual place is.
What actual place?
The theater.
The theater is...
It's 31 over
31
here.
31 West Central.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to find Punch and Judy's.
Okay, so
look in the directory.
I need the directory.
For restaurants, and let's find where that is. I don't know, I think we're missing something. I mean, we just started, so of course we're going to miss something.
Punch and Judy's is not a restaurant.
What is it?
It's not in the restaurant category.
Oh, really?
What I'm saying.
Okay.
Alright, so I will skim it really fast and see what I can
But
find.
didn't someone say that when they went out, they went to somewhere called Simpsons? Who was that?
Yeah, that was James and Maria.
Okay, James and Maria.
And they met with a friend.
Okay.
Alright. Simpsons is a dining room.
Okay. So we have to find Punch and Judy's. That might be just a bar.
Oh. The public house.
Public house?
Yeah. What was it? I had once. 20 West Central. Punch and Judy is 73 West Central. So you were trying to figure out. Okay, so we're 73 West Central. Okay, this is West Central.
So Sabellini
73 at West Central, and what was the other number, honey? What was the other number we were comparing it to?
31.
Okay, so it's there and there.
Okay.
I mean, it's a street away.
So, let's see. There's a timeline on here.
Oh, yeah, there is a timeline on here. I forgot that that's down there.
What does he say?
73.
To 31. Yeah, that's about 10 minutes.
10-minute walk.
That's a 10-minute. So.
Oh, I am not marking on this map, sir. This is for all of the scenarios, so we can't write on it, sadly. But there's like a little timestamp thing here, so you know where things are. That's why you have to take notes, unfortunately.
Yes, we are
very detailed notes.
Taking lots of notes. All right, so let's go through that again, okay?
Oh, he's like, no, not literally. He or she. Sorry, I should.
Okay. So the Chaplin brothers go for lunch at 11:10.
Okay.
Sabellini goes for lunch at 11:20.
Okay.
So at 11:20, they're about to leave. Or is it 11:30?
What time did they get back from lunch?
They got back at 12:42.
Okay.
That's a long time.
Yeah, when it only takes 10 minutes to get there and back.
But he went to the dressing room and he says that he had a gun and it went off.
Yeah.
So he was alive when they got there. So between 12:42 and 12:55. So the only people that have come back, in between 12:30 and 12:55 are Essex. Oh, we already wrote that stuff though, right? Essex was there. Man, I wish they used their first names. Clara, John, Maria, and James, and Wiggins. And I'm not including the Chaplin brothers because obviously they were there.
You said Wiggins as well?
Yeah.
We didn't write Wiggins last time.
It can't be Wiggins. I mean, that's for sure because Wiggins is.
And we had Oliver as well on that list.
Well, that's because he leaves at 12:30. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, we have all those names written down.
So how many people is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So out of 7 people out of the whole troop. So I mean that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need more info.
We need to figure out why Razor had a gun when he was sleeping in bed. Obviously, he was like freaked out. But then again, he was on opium. So.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but. Okay. So he tried to take the pistol away from him. So it had to have been an accident then. But didn't they find a blank?
Yes,
they found a cat for blanks.
Yeah.
So there's no way he would have killed him.
That's why I said I wonder if it was supposed to be a blank, but it really wasn't.
But then they would have found an actual bullet, though.
No, because you fill them. You know how like you fill bullets and you pack them?
Okay. I mean, yeah, anything.
He could have thought it was a fake bullet.
Could have been anything. Okay, so.
But so he was alive and in bed and asleep, and he had the gun.
And then Sydney comes in to wake him up and scared him.
So he was sitting like this and shot himself?
No, they were he was trying to grab the gun from him.
Oh, because he saw the gun. Okay.
Yeah, because he panicked. Because he scared him and, there was a gun.
Okay.
So it may have just been an accident. but we don't know yet. Like he may have been high off of.
I'm still wondering about the pocket watch chain. I'm still wondering about that nail that was like underneath the bed.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
I think it's something that we're overlooking because we overlooked a lot of stuff in the last scenario.
I'm not sure what the whole nail in the bed would. He said it was a twisted nail, and there was a mark on the wall just above the nail. Looks like powder. There's no bullet and no hole. And then they find a cotton stopper used for blanks.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Oh, a cotton stopper. Okay. I was thinking of like a fake bullet. A cotton stopper isn't a fake bullet.
So the nail was placed there a couple of days ago. I don't know what that would mean.
This is what a cotton stopper is.
Yeah, I get that. I have friends that hunt and stuff like that. And
I was thinking it was like a name for the actual bullet for some reason.
okay, so I mean, we still really don't know how he died because Sydney says that. Says, I saw he had a pistol in his hand. Everything happened so quickly. He turned and the shot was fired. So he said, I tried to take the pistol away from him and he fell to the ground.
And then the gun went off?
No, the gun may have gone off and then he tried to take the gun away and then he just fell to the ground. So I don't know. That just sounds weird.
I don't think the gun has anything to do with it, to be honest. I don't think he was shot.
All right, so what are we doing? Like, where is our next lead? Who have we not talked to? We need to find out who this Bob character is. We need to find out who.
We need to go talk to Wiggins. We need to talk to Oliver, and we need to talk to Graham.
Okay,
and I have all those locations.
So let's go to the next location then.
All right, let's go to Henry Wiggins.
And where is that?
72 Northwest.
72 Northwest. Wiggins hasn't returned to his house yet.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Okay, so that's a dead end.
Wow.
I mean, it might be. I'm still unsure of what. He said there was a powder there, so
yeah,
maybe we should find out if that powder was anything. It might have just been opium. I don't know what
opium. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know what opium in drug form would look like because I've never seen it. I just know the little seeds on the bagels have opium in it. All right, so let's see. We can go talk to H.R. Murray, who's a criminologist. He analyzes all items and substances found during cases.
Okay, yeah, we should probably do that. Okay, what's his name?
22 Southwest Murray. You don't have to. I mean, you can.
Well, I mean, it might be something we need right now.
Let's see what he says. Let's find the Southwest. This is a relatively small book compared to the first case that we did.
Yeah. The number?
Wow.
Really?
Are we missing pages? What did I say? 22 Southwest?
That's 2.
That's 2, 5, 8, 22. Okay, here we go.
I was like, excuse me?
Where's little Wiggins? The venerable criminologist asks us. He's busy elsewhere. We've come to discuss the Razor's case. Murray seems bothered to not find his favorite whipping boy, but places a box on the table from which he pulls out a number of items. A pistol, a sort of long tube, a pointed stick, an oil lamp, a flask filled with some sort of thick brown substance, masculine clothes, a half sheet of crumpled paper, a small item wrapped in cotton, and change for a total of £3 and 12 shillings. Murray looks down at the tube and various other items. Our victim smoked opium.
Wow.
Patna from India. This is his vice. It seems he preferred to avoid smoking in the detestable atmosphere of opium dens. Watson examines the crumpled paper. It's a telegram form. The police found it in the wastebasket. It's addressed to Jack Vernon. So Jack Vernon is a new name.
Alright, spell the last name for me so I know it's right. V-E-R.
Vernon. No, we want you guys to help. So anything you say can trigger something else. And I mean, that's how we did it in the last case.
Yeah, we want people in the audience to help out.
Yes.
It's just he's reading and I'm taking notes, so I don't always look up at the chat. So this is a telegram for him or from him?
It's addressed to Jack Vernon. So Razor sent Jack Vernon a telegram form saying, "Have you reconsidered my offer?" So he apparently made him an offer. Don't know what, but we will probably find out once we find out.
Reconsidered my offer?
Yes. Have you reconsidered my offer? Okay, Murray takes the pistol and continues his examination. It's a Webley Mark I, a rather common weapon, 5 bullets and an empty chamber. Murray extracts the bullets from the charger as he talks. There's also a great amount of powder in the pistol. Any of it found on the clothing? Yes, notably on the victim's shirt. No hole, however. I was given to understand that he'd been shot in the eye. Very interesting. Really?
Shot in the eye?
Murray then examines the wrapped item. What is it? We ask. Razor's pocket watch. The chain is broken. Part of it is missing. Exactly, but that's not the most interesting thing. The bullet, or more precisely, the lead extracted from the body. Murray picks up a mushroom-shaped piece of lead with a pair of tweezers. He wasn't shot with the Webley, but with an air pistol. Not practical, but silent. Huh. So he was shot in the eye by a silenced pistol.
And then the prop was what made the bang to alert people.
Yeah, it was the prop gun that made the sound that alerted everybody.
Okay.
But there's someone still shot him while Sidney was in the room with him. Mm-hmm. So it had to be somebody behind them. All right, so hold on. Let's go back to what one of them said. Who was the first and second one to find the body? The first one was Jean, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Then who was the second one?
I'll go back on my notes. Okay, so we found the note.
Because
okay, we found the pistol, but he wasn't shot by the pistol.
yes, there were two guns. One was a prop gun that Razor was holding, and that's where the blank came from.
Mm-hmm.
That they found in the dressing room. Okay. The other gun used was an air pistol, which apparently is silenced. So whoever shot him was outside the door while him and Sydney were wrestling to get the gun. And the first person to find his body, or to find them two in the room, was the costume designer.
Sorry, I'm just reading over it again. So, so the pistol is with him. Like, it was on his belongings, right? This is everything that
No. Yeah, the pistol that shot the blank is part of what they have.
Okay.
They have the slug from the gun.
But read this part. It says, it's a Wembley Mark I, rather common weapon. Okay, so there's a weapon, right? But there's 5 bullets with an empty chamber. The bullets weren't in the gun? Or am I just reading that wrong?
That's the gun they have. That's from the crime scene. That's what Razor was holding.
Okay.
So that is the prop gun, because
Okay.
later on he says that he wasn't shot with the Webley, which is the gun that they have.
Okay, so, okay, yeah.
He was shot with an air pistol.
Okay, alright.
So
I just read that as it was an empty gun, and I was like, what?
They don't have the murder weapon. They have the slug, or the piece of lead that was in the body. So there's still no murder weapon. But the Webley Mark I, the prop gun, had 5 bullets in it with an empty chamber. So that explains Razor popping off a shot and then everyone hearing it. So let's go back to what Sydney said. Because he came in and went to wake him up. He got startled, shot the gun. He sees the gun, and he tries to wrestle the gun out of his hand.
But how does Sydney not see somebody that shoots somebody?
Because when you walk into the door...
Oh, yeah, let's look at the map again.
What is the map? The map. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's his room. Okay, this is the exit tunnel here on the ground floor. This is where the Chaplin brothers and everybody came in and out of lunch.
Okay.
The stairs are right here, which is right here.
Which is right beside the room.
So Sydney came up as he came in, went into the room. Now he says the bed is against the wall here.
Is it against this wall or this wall? Because this is another room here.
Yeah.
Somebody could be in here and could have shot him through the wall.
I don't think it matters which wall it is.
Okay.
Because his back is going to be turned to that door as he's wrestling for that gun. So he's not going to see who shot. And plus, it was a silent shot, apparently.
Well, remember when they were talking about the bed had been moved, and there was the nail, and there was powder? Maybe there's a hole in the wall, and somebody shot through the hole in the wall to kill him.
I don't know about that.
No? You think that's too much?
Yeah, that's thinking way too much into it.
I mean, you're not going to hear it. There was the white powder on the nail.
It didn't say what the white powder was it? No. But the powder from the gun was on the shirt, like the prop gun.
Yeah.
Okay? So that must have been what was on the wall. Because he said he startled him and he took a shot. And then he saw the gun.
But it was under the bed that the powder.
No, he was.
I know, but the other powder was under the bed.
It wasn't under the bed.
Said he moved the mattress and found the nail under the bed.
No, there's a nail sticking out. It's located in the middle of one of the long sides of the bed's frame. So if you think of a bed frame, one of the long sides.
Okay.
And it had to have been up against the wall because
I misunderstood that then.
Because he said it's a twisted nail. Observes a mark on the wall just above the nail. It looks like powder.
Okay.
So let's go by what Sydney said, okay?
Okay.
So he says Mr. Razor was lying on the bed, back to me. So Razor's back was to him as he walked in. And he thought he was sleeping, so he went to wake him. So he shook him by the shoulder. He says, I think I scared him. I saw he had the pistol in his hand. Everything happened so quickly. He turned and the shot was fired.
Okay, well.
I tried to take the pistol away from him and he fell to the ground. So somewhere in that instance is where the shot was really taken.
Alright, so here's the doorway. He walks in. He says that his back is towards him, which means he would be facing the wall.
Yeah, on either side.
So when he startled him, he rolled over.
Yeah.
So that means the shot had to come from this direction.
Not necessarily. If there was nobody else in the room.
There's a room.
Okay, look, let's go by what the facts say, okay? Let's go by what the facts say. Watson, we went into the room. There was no bullet holes.
Okay.
There was no holes in the walls.
It didn't say that.
But if there was, it would have said it.
Maybe.
This is what we're reading. This is what they're giving us.
Alright, what else do we have to look for?
If there was a hole or any spot that could have been shot through, it would have told us this.
Let's see. Oh, I have the wrong thing up.
I'll let you know. That's what I'm going by, just the facts. So, if you consider where the room is, where the door is, you walk into the room. If you're on the left or right side, I don't think it would matter. But if your back is turned and you're focusing on waking up this person to get him a message, and he turns and fires the gun, that's what everyone hears. And then you try to struggle to get that gun away, and he says that he just falls to the ground. So within that struggle is where the gunshot actually took place. And that would be opportunistic for someone to have happened to walk in, see that happening, take a shot with a silenced pistol, no less. That's what I'm saying, okay? I mean, that might not be what it happened, but I feel like that's what it's pointing to, just based on what the facts and what is being told. So, let's go back, though, and see who was there first. And I think the costume mistress may have been there first. Because she is the only one that's been hearing footsteps. And she is the only one that heard Razor go into his room. Said she heard footsteps in the corridor around 20 past noon.
And then again at 12:45.
Surely Mr. Razor entering his dressing room as he said he was going for lunch. He wasn't going for lunch.
She's assuming that it was him, though.
Yeah. And then, hold on.
And then the second set of footsteps were at 12:45.
Yes, based on what...
And then heard the shot.
Based on what Sydney said, that matches up. Okay. So she heard Razor walk into his room. And she's really, I guess, meticulous with the time because she says she looks at her clock every 10 minutes. Then heard footsteps again at 1:45.
Which would have been the Chapman brother.
Yes, which would have been him, yes, because they returned at 12:42. And he said he walked into the room. So... Then I heard footsteps. Then a minute or so later, the shot. That was the prop gun. And then she says, I ran to the dressing room and saw the door to it was open. So I went in. The other members of the troop came in right after me.
Yeah, which makes me think she's suspicious.
That's what I'm saying. She was the second one there besides Sydney. Now, what we have to do is connect something between Jean Bahrain and Razor. If there is something there, whether it be drugs, a relationship, or something. If we can connect them to some sort of way, that might be all we need. So that's what I'm thinking. Because everyone else really doesn't have anything important to say. Now we have a telegram going to the director, I believe. We don't know what that says yet. We haven't found the director. I think Sabellini is not really a suspect to me anymore. But I don't know. He was nervous when we questioned him, so I'm still gonna have him in the back of my mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna rule anything out yet, but based on the timeline that I have set from what I've been reading, Jean Bahrain is very sus to me. Because she heard him walk into that room. Then she heard another set of footsteps. She's the only one giving us this information. No one else had any idea besides Sydney what had happened. So, we need to connect them. So we need to find the director, right?
Mm-hmm. How long have we been streaming today?
I don't know. Where is the time on this thing?
At the very top where the little red dot is.
Oh, 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Okay.
Very sussed indeed. So how are you liking this so far, like story-wise? Because there's not really too much to see. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, we get like a newspaper article, which is kind of cool, about the day's events, but nothing in it right now points me in any other direction. Not like the first case we had.
Yeah, that we ignored
completely. Right? It gets your brain moving. It's like watching one of those CSI shows or Criminal Intent, stuff like that.
I watch all the time, which is why
Criminal Minds was one of my favorite shows. But yeah, and at the end of this, when you think you have all the information, there is a set of questions that you have to answer, and you get points based on your answers to those questions. So we shall see. But what do you feel? What do you feel like going some more? Or
Time Roller just went live, so I figured we can go and like grab something for dinner and watch him for a little bit.
Okay, so
and our next person we will go to is Daniel Oliver.
Okay, so yeah, I think we are gonna pause it here.
This is what we did with the last case too. We did like, I don't want to say half and half, but we did a few hours, and then we came back the next week on the same day at the same time.
Yeah, and
we'll do the rest of it.
And we will come back next Tuesday to hopefully finish this, because like I said, this book is way thinner.
Yeah.
Than the first case that we did. So the first case had a lot of information that we missed. So I feel like we're on the right track, but there's always something that's gonna throw you off. We
still have other names that we need to figure out.
There are names, places that we have to go.
Oh, hold on. I want to show this map.
Oh, yeah. This is the Jack the Ripper case.
So for the first 4 books in this box series is all Jack the Ripper related. And so this is that map. But we have not done those yet. It says to start with the 5th book, which is the one that we started with. And then we're on the 6th one now. After we've finished all the cases, we're going to come back to the Jack the Ripper.
Yep. I can't wait. I'm pretty excited. Still think he was poisoned? We'll see. He might have overdosed for all we know. I don't know how opium does to people, but...
Through the eye, maybe. Ooh.
Through the eye? Well, he did say it was shot in the eye, which would be pretty much the right height if you're going to point a gun at somebody struggling. Because Sidney did say that he just fell to the ground, so...
I mean, if he was shot with a silencer, he's going to fall to the ground, too.
Well, yeah. But maybe Razor wasn't the target. Maybe it was Sidney that was the target. We don't know yet. We need more information.
Yeah, definitely.
Now that I say that, I'm going to throw off this whole thing. But yeah. So we're going to go and raid Time Roller, who is a really awesome streamer, and if you have not watched him,
he's a very colorful character.
He is definitely a character, and we love him to death. So we are gonna go see what he is doing. We're gonna raid, so stick around for the raid. Go show him some love.
Come back next Tuesday for this, but we will be streaming tomorrow as well.
Yes, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are our board game streams. So we will be back tomorrow at 5. Yes. I keep forgetting how to do this. Okay.
You gotta do that thing.
Yep.
And then the raid thing on the corner.
All right, guys. Here we go. We're gonna raid Time Roller. So again, thank you guys for stopping in, giving us your input on this game. We need all the help that you guys can give us.
Yeah, definitely.
And come back next week, and hopefully we'll finish it up. Figure out if we're as good as we think we are at solving murders. Right?
Yep.
So until then, until tomorrow.
Till tomorrow.
You guys have a good night. Stay safe. And all you need is love.
And coffee.
And coffee. See you later.
Oops. No, he ain't even in here yet.
You say he started?
I said I got the alert.